I have a club, Supreme Comradium. That's my club. A social cultural club, a political club, but it's non-political. A spiritual club, a cultural club. Yes, we say it is non-political, but our club is highly political. The Supreme Comradium is highly political. It is spiritual. It's a social club. And it's also a club where you tend to learn if you want to learn. And a club that cuts across board. But today, my club is in a mess, and I can call that mess a comradik mess, created by members, leaders of the club. And I want you to listen to me with an objective mind, not a rigid mind. Don't listen to me as somebody from an Hilia or somebody from any of the quarters of the club. Listen to me because you want a better comradium. Listen to me because you want a club you want to be proud of. Listen to me because you want a club you will be able to associate with anywhere you find yourself and say, this is my club. It is one indivisible, and together we are truly under one umbrella. Don't listen. If you know you have a biased mind already, don't listen to me. If you know you are looking for a personal interest and you are looking for something personal, or you are trying to witch hunt in comradium, please don't listen to me because you are not going to get me. But I tell you today, if you listen to me with an objective mind, an open mind, a mind that is devoid of rigidity, I bet it with you, we are going to solve 90%, if not 95% of the Supreme Comradium. Nobody, as it is now, nobody is talking about how to resolve the present comradic issue genuinely. Everybody wants one thing or the other based on interest. Nobody is talking about how to get the student body back on ground genuinely. Not a student body that will be tapping under the mango tree. Not a student body that the management will not recognize. Not a student body without members. Not a student body that has no penultimate to be installed as a chief or created as a chief, that will have to do one shady deal and pick somebody that will reign 2 years or so and claim to be a chief. And how can we achieve all these things? How can we achieve all these things sincerely if we know that we want a better comradium? Are we true to ourselves? And how do we check the excesses in volatile situation that we are now? There are excesses around the place. How do we go about checking all these excesses? Then how do we reposition the club genuinely? Genuinely, not because you want to bring some people down, not because no, Shawan Ekoni, are they the only ones? You have to talk about repositioning genuinely. Two levels: the student body and the non-student body. What plans do we have? Do we really have a blueprint, or we continue to sit down and talk and call mediators and say we are calling for a reconciliatory meeting? Then after repositioning, how do we preach acceptability? Have you asked yourself, as I'm asking myself? So if we reposition first, then we look at acceptability, then we now talk about the functionability of these two factors we listed above. Then we look into our membership drive in both headquarters, then go down to Ilias's. What is the level of participation? How many members do we have? Call for a transformation today, or a transformation today, or you call for a coronation activity today. Majority of the people that will grace the occasion are even non-students. Now, if we pull out the chunk non-students, Out of this fishing ground, what do we have left? We need to ask ourselves these vital questions. And if these listed factors are achieved, to set a parent body in place will be easier for us. But if we fail to ensure that our fishing ground is in a stable state, then we'll end up eating the brick. If our immediate constituency that form the basis of our future parent body must work well, then we have to drop some grievances, some accusations, and some falsehood. And that brings us to harmonizing our history. How do we achieve this? We have people that are still living. People had claimed a lot that they have this video, they had this other video. The body saddled with the responsibility of having an harmonized history. If you fail to achieve this today, it's gonna rub over our face. If we continue to dance in the market square the way we are dancing, someone that knows nothing, close to nothing about the establishment and the institutionalization of this club, we end up reaping from where they did not sow. The earlier the better for us to look inwards and do the right thing. And tó bá létí kó gbọ́. Now, we are moving to the threats of seceding, marginalization. How do we work hand in hand to ensure that a lot of people that have said they don't want to do anything with the mainstream comradium are brought back into the mainstream? How do we achieve a common front? Because the unity in diversity tagline, the motto that we call unity in diversity, is as good as nothing if truly we are fragmenting into units. This will say they want to go, this will say we want to go. Those that left, how are they faring? Within themselves, they still have their differences. So for our unity to truly be in diversity, we need to talk to ourselves. If it's going to take years, let us start now and be sincere. Not that some set of people will say they want to do reconciliatory and the reconciliatory will be a biased one. If it entails that we consult the gods so that we sit seriously, we take ourselves serious, and somebody or anyone that is ready to fabricate lies, we know that he cannot get close to that venue or the round table wherever such discussion is going to take place. The major thing that is killing us now is the BOT. And these have generated a lot of grievances lately, unless we try to deceive ourselves. So if we are looking at the fact that people saddled with responsibility, has questionable character, or had been involved in things in the past, there are ways we go about these things. The committee saddled with the responsibility should be appealed to in a reasonable way to ensure that the BOT is all inclusive. That is not sectional, it's not regional, and it doesn't tend to be one-sided than one-sided to the other side. So how do we work together to ensure that each hemisphere has at least a representative? Because that BOT that was composed initially, if it had a representative duly nominated by each hemisphere today, or either an ex officio, and people had been educated properly, we will not get to where we are today. But so long we are here, we need to do things that will truly depict that our unity is truly in diversity. Lastly, I feel comradium has come of age. How do we deviate from our old ways of doing things? How do we deviate from our old ways of gyration, mass initiation transformation, fellowships nights, to a more informative, educative, social cultural activities and programs that enhance people's life? give it a deep thought. If we are ready to do the needful, we don't need to fight over anything. We don't need to drag anything. You, myself, every one of us will still leave this center stage. If not because of age, nobody will live forever. But before the age comes telling on us, before we leave Mother Heart, let us ensure that we do the right thing so that conscience, number one, will not continue to prick us, so that we will have peace deep down in us. If I have offended you, or if I have offended any group of person with this my public submission or my public opinion, I'll still want to plead with you that you forgive me and have mercy. But sincerely, our problems are self-made, and one of the difficult things to tackle or prefer solution to is self-made problems, because a lot of people will be playing to the gallery that they want things to work, and whereas they don't want things to work. And we should also know that if sincerely we want things to work, we should promote less falsehood. We should do what? Promote less falsehood. We promote falsehood too much. That's the genesis of most of the issues that we have today in comradium. But mind you, to all the elder ones, on which shoulders we stand for continued support, it will not be a crime going back to your own bases too, talking to them instead of inciting them. Talk to them than that we want a better comradium, not a comradium that we will tomorrow not be proud of. We want a comradium that we will all be proud of. Thank you. May your days be long.